Just gonna start this up while I wait for Kurono Kiseki 2, or as some may know the title, Trail of Daybreak 2 for Legend of Heroes to install. I ended up beating Final Fantasy 16. Really fucking amazing game, and I'm glad that the ending actually had sacrifices in it. I'm honestly, I've always been tired of like the whole happily ever after endings that most games get, and it's nice that some stuff that you earn actually comes with actual sacrifice for a change. So ending was amazing. The fight with Ultima was pretty good. Just other like details. I only ever used potions twice throughout the game. Actually, no, a bit more than that, because there was a couple times I accidentally popped them when I thought I was using, well, the sick from Torgal, and I didn't realize by loading the save that it switched the menu, swaps the menu back to the potion menu instead of Torgal. So I'm spamming like one to hit him sick, and then like I pop like two or three potions because of that shit when I don't mean to. So it was like there's a couple instances of that, but like intentionally speaking, I only popped two potions, and one time was during um well, I had to use it during freaking Behemoth because that fight was the Behemoth King. I mean, because that fight was a bit annoying, and the other time was through Leviathan because Leviathan was fucking hard, man. That fight was ridiculous. Wait, no, you did Leviathan all throughout with Ifrit, right? Yeah, yeah, no, you did. Shit. Uh, what was the other one then? I think it was a Mega Weapon. Yeah, a Mega Weapon. I had to use another one, or a Mega, whatever the fuck it was called. But I'm just gonna call it a Mega Weapon just for the shits and giggles of it. But on Omega, um, and then the times I died, I think about maybe 5 or 6 times. So let me recall all the deaths real quick. Because there was definitely the time I died in Leviathan. Um, that was because I was trying to use a fire. No, I ran out of fire lights because I was fucking around way too much, and I ended up dying. And then when I restarted, it started like its second phase or whatever, which kind of blows. I do kind of hate the fact that I would have to like reload a save or something to like fully start over from the beginning when doing a retry. At the same time, though, I would I wouldn't mind the retry at certain parts if the game was able to save what you had used up at that point, like all your cooldowns and stuff like that. So when you retry, you start fair and square based where you left off when you died, and then you have to make the most of that. That would have been a lot better. Sadly, you end up starting off with full health. Uh, all your cooldowns are reset. You have I think your limit break is full. I can't remember if it starts off full or not, if it's depleted. 'Cause I think a lot of times I'll die with it up or some dumb shit like that. And then you end up getting your potions restocked. So honestly, just kind of throwing yourself at the wall and just retrying and then using your potions that way is like a sadly a decent strategy. But it's so dumb. I don't like how the checkpoint system worked, and that's why I try to die as little as humanly possible because I didn't want to basically take advantage of that. But sadly, I had to during Leviathan, and I think I did. No, I died basically right where that phase started because I fucking didn't dodge when I was supposed to. Or no, like I dodged into some shit or something like that when I meant to dodge a different direction, and I died because of that. And I think that was both during Leviathan, Omega. I died on the timekeeper guy because he literally fucking Dio branded my ass in mid and fucking hit me with all the thousand of knives that you can't dodge. Like I was spamming the dodge button like a motherfucker because I knew that shit hit me, I was dead. And then he hit me with that, and that basically takes you from like full health to basically nothing. So if you're not fully healed when that shit hits you, you're basically done. So I died to that shit. I ended up beating him the second time around, which is the time I recorded it. And like he still almost nearly killed me. Like that fucking fight was ridiculous. But I also like wasn't dodging shit I wasn't supposed to dodge and all this other crap. But it's fine. Um. So before that, who else did I die on as well? Because those were like the obvious fights to die on. Oh shit! Who? I died on the eye guy. 'Cause I died on the roulette thing. I didn't think it'd be a one shot, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna fuck around real quick, and I kind of like just like I had no, I had the Willow Likes popped, So I was just gonna eat it like I normally do, because like most of the time I'll just eat something, I'll do 0 damage, eat one of the little charges, and then I'll go from there. And it one shot me through that, so I was like, I don't know if it fell off right as I got hit, or it's a one shot no matter what if you don't dodge it. And yeah, so I died to that shit. What were some of the other deaths? So that's Leviathan, Omega. I died to the stupid little eyeball guy because of dumbass crap. Who else did I die to? I know there was at least one more death, but I can't remember who it was. Because the very first death was the one where I died to that one dude who did like a multi-hit thing. It was like a little elite mob. I think it was like the turtle thing. I think like the turtle thing caught me off guard with a spin, and I was already low, and like it hit me a couple times, and I died. That was like early on in the game, and then I know there had to been one more death. I couldn't have nearly perfect ran the whole entire game. Uh, I just can't remember who it was. No, I didn't die on Garuda. That'd be stupid. Uh, so maybe it was like 4 deaths, maybe just under 5. I know I barely died at all. Like a lot of those fights are pretty easy. But that's because I'm used to playing shit like that, where all you have to do is just dodge and then counterattack and dodge and counterattack and then do a bunch of damage. The Tomberry knife was pretty good for abusing stagger bars, but I ended up just switching that out for a mega weapon solely because I'd rather do pure damage over stagger damage, especially when you get into certain phases or if you do like Ifrit fights where you don't do stagger damage. So like having a major focused stagger damage weapon is not too great to have. And I was getting tired of like the Phoenix Flames not outright killing mobs. So there's that too. So I just said, fuck it, I'll just take my 60 attack back and then I'll just start murdering stuff like I was doing before. Even though the permanent chain staggers were kind of hilarious, but it wasn't worth keeping. So yeah, there's about 4 deaths. I only intentionally used potions like 2 or 3 times. We'll call it 3 times because the firelights. Um, I mean, and Ultimate was kind of easy, but that's only because I did the DLC stuff because like people would have to beat him before when the DLC wasn't a thing, and I probably should have limited myself that way and just used the Gothenburg. I think it's the only weapon you get before the DLC. That's like the best weapon, and then not using the Minshu uh, belts and whatnot. But it's here or there. And also using the limit break. I was using the limit break accessory and the what's it called? The stagger damage accessory, where you can keep building up the stagger damage. Those two are freaking godsends. Like the DLC just made a lot of things so much easier because of those things. But overall, like Final Fantasy 16 did a lot of great things. It broke the soundtrack curse because Final Fantasy has not had good music for a long time. We don't count 14. 14 was whatever. Like, uh, don't get me wrong. I liked 11. Some of the music in 11. I liked a good amount of music in 14. Like especially when they did like the what was it? I forgot what the whole like trailer title was, but like the trailer music was good when they showed Bahamut destroying the world in Final Fantasy 14. Um, and 15 might have had some decent tracks here and there. Same for 12, but they weren't like tracks that stuck with me like with FF7, 8, 9, and 10. Like those four, the music from those four were fucking god tier, and I'm glad FF16 is like right up there with them. Like I'm almost at the point where I'm about to put 16 on my top soundtracks of like all time for Final Fantasy. Like I think I'm trying to see like does it really beat 9 to me? Nine's a really really hard contender. 9 is like up there with like the music, man. It's like 9, 8, 7, and 10, or like 10 and 7 are like tied because I could make that list based off how many tracks I actually truly enjoy from the game, not so much like which how many of them are actually quality tracks, because I more so focus on like amazing chorus, aggressive like like battle kind of themes and stuff like that, just really beautiful ass songs. And 7 has them, but not as much as 8 does, not as much as like 9 does. I think 10 kind of beats it a little bit there as well. And then like 16, like almost every boss third phase theme was amazing. Leviathan was amazing. Like there's like even like the tower themes, like some of the background music when you're going to the tower on Echoes of the Fallen, that soundtrack was amazing. Um, they have a lot of good just stuff overall. So it's like it's why I feel like 16 could just even beat the music out from the previous 4 that were just god tiers as well. I'm trying to think of what else to go over. But there was definitely a lot of comparisons to 16 and 7. Like when it came to overall themes, like you had the crystals being basically the life stream instead of like materia just forms the crystals and people use the crystals to use magic. But it's not like they embedded it into stuff and can keep using magic. They just gotta have it on them. Um, then you have the whole uh, with like Hojo's experiments with making people into monsters. This one it wasn't like making people into monsters. It was more so turning monsters into crystals to like make their own like little basically form of life stream type of crystal maker thingy. And it was kind of cool seeing the comparisons because 7 was definitely good. I liked how 7 broke away from the whole crystal thing and kind of was like its own thing, even though kind of doing the crystal themes at the same time without being the crystals. Like I kind of like I hope when they when Final Fantasy continues again with their next title, I hope they do deviate away from the crystals storyline. Like yeah, that was cool, but for like the first couple of games, but like I feel like 7, 8, 9, and 10 were so good because they didn't use that as the crutch of the storyline, or like the whole world was based upon the crystals and all sort of stuff. Their whole thing was like they had like their own structure of their worlds, and their worlds revolved around different things, and they always had a threat to that world that they had to go deal with. Whereas 7, it was Sephiroth and Genova. 8, it was Ultimecia. Um, and then you had for 9, it was like Kuja, and then Necron. And then 10 was like yeah, Yevon and like Sin. So like they had like their different like stories and stuff. And then like for 12 you had fuck, was it Vane Salador? But like wasn't he like some like vessel, some like god or something? Man, it's been so long since I finished 12. I might need to go back and like fully play it again because I usually when I replay it, I'll play it up to like a certain point that I get kind of bored with like the system, especially with like playing the Zodiac Age. So I'm, but that's like I think that's the only one that got released for PC was Zodiac Age. So I probably won't be able to go back and like play normal FO12 and stuff like that. But there's probably mods that'll change it back or I could do something. But I might just power through it because 12 had a really good setup. I like how the worlds worked. I liked how like instead of like the summons being like the names, like they had like Ifrit, Siva, and all that stuff with like different summons. In addition to that, with like the airships and all that stuff, like it was cool. Like I loved 12's worlds. I loved like the whole world building and stuff like that in 12. It had a really good setup. And then the 13 came along and had to fuck everything up. 13 was a fucking pile of trash. And sadly, it got 2 more other games on top of that. God, I hated 13 so much. And then 15 was 15 could have been good, but it just was bad. It was just so meh. It was like I said, like Sasuke and the boy band, man. Like I wish 15 was better, but sadly it wasn't. And no, it's like I'm excited, man. Like I hope if they'll do either they'll probably do either a standalone title or they might remake 8. I'm hoping for an 8 remake. That's the one I want the most. Maybe not, because like a remake of 12 wouldn't make any sense, and a remake of 10 wouldn't really make any sense. Especially 9. Like 8's the only one where like a fully fleshed out remake would be amazing, because 8 had such cinematic moments that like I want them to be like more fleshed out and like just more beautiful overall and modernized. And we probably won't get that, but uh, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm gonna go finish installing Trails. I might upload some videos. I don't think I will. Like Trails is just one of those games I just enjoy, and it's like an RPG turn-based thing. So like, there's not really too many like crazy things you can do to like break the game where it's kind of interesting and somewhat fun to watch. So, like that's what I liked about like with recording the 16 things is like coming up with like different combos, how to like uh, do like crazy amounts of damage in like certain restricted time windows, because it's all based on what you do, not so much what the game allows you to do to an extent, since it's not like turn based. But I still love Trails of Cold Steel and Trails of the Daybreak or Trail of Daybreak. Both the series. Well, for Cold Steel, it's only 1 and 2. 1 and 2 were good. 3 was shit, and I don't think I bothered with 4 because 3 was so god awful. I didn't want to play 4. And like, if it's just gonna be that bad, then yeah, no, I'm not dealing with this crappy new system, because they changed everything in 3. Man, 3 was so terrible. And then it was that Reveria or some crap like that that came after that one. That one was garbage. Like they changed the whole style of the game. It was all like cartoony and shit. Oh man, it was bad. Um, but yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to go over. I just wanted to give like a small little review while I'm just chilling here and waiting. And then hope you guys enjoyed. Take care and peace. And yeah, so like the plan is basically Trail of Daybreak 2, and then I no Kaseki, or Kai no Kaseki, the one that comes after, which is gonna be the third game. I'll probably play those two. Then I'll probably play Yeast 10. Um, shit, what else is there to play? Yeast 10. I might fuck around with Dragon Dynasty Warriors Origins. What was the other game I was gonna? Cause I still gotta play Infinite Wealth for Like a Dragon, because I played the first one. I want to play the second one. What else is there? There's a whole bunch I gotta catch up on. Then Hell Clock's coming out in like 2 days, so I gotta play Hell Clock. And then yeah, dude, there's just so much stuff. And then soul leveling Arise. When Overdrive, whenever that fully comes out, and be playing that. And then Vindictus Defying Fate, definitely playing that. Same thing for Crimson Desert. So I got to balance between what's coming out, what I want to play, what I haven't played in like 2 years of being homeless and shit. So I'll go from there. Peace.